Hi everybody, welcome back. Final episode. Love Me Far Far Away. We left it that AJ and Joy are over. She's back in Thailand. She started telling him there's money in the house. Don't attack me. In the house somewhere. Didn't say which house, the Florida home or the Alaskan home. He'd sold her car, give her clothes away. They finished. He's going to do a 2-year divorce and wait for her, or whatever the American law is. She's turned nasty on him because she wants him to take the money and to her friends and get her friends to send it to her in Thailand. And there's at least a couple of $100,000 there. She won't tell him where. But she's turned nasty and he's refused to answer the phone to her now. It's over. He's got about a week left before he goes on his break. So he's going to go to the Florida house, see if the money's there. He thinks it's there. But in that last week, he starts looking at his house in a different way. He starts thinking properly how she could have hidden money. She wouldn't have had much time. She wouldn't have had tools to start taking floorboards up or doing something like that. So it's got to be some way of simply hiding it. And he wasn't thinking straight when he searched that house and his friend. He had a basement. And they just had a quick flick through it. He decided to do more investigation in the basement. And he went down, started searching, started thinking, if you've got a load of money, is she going to put it all in one place or is she going to spread it about? And the more he thinks about it, it's going to be spread about a bit. And how would he hide some money? And the one thing he's got, which is a bad thing in the basement, is loads and loads of old magazines and books all over the place. And he starts thinking, we never even looked. And he starts picking books up on the shelves and flicking them open. And sure enough, opens a book, maybe the 5th book, flicks it open, and $100 falls out. And he thinks, well, I would never put $100 in that book. And he said, she's got to have spread it around all these books and shelves and magazines. And he sets about, and this is after a shift, first thing in the morning, going through all these magazines. Simple place to put it. Just put $100 in each book or magazine, a couple of pages. And sure enough, he goes through book after magazine. $100, $500. And he's got hundreds of books and magazines. And he has to do it methodically, but he goes through it. And after 4-5 hours, he's been through every newspaper, magazine and book in the basement. And on the floor is a huge, huge pile of cash. And he's sat there looking at it, cannot believe his eyes how much cash is there. At this point he's now got to count it, put it together, and he spends the next hour doing just that. By the time he's added it all up, 160,000 American dollars. But she said there was more than 200. So he's like, what do I do with this cash? He's in the same predicament as every person in America if there's a load of cash under the floorboards, what he does with it. So he thinks, I can put in the safe for now, but it's a lot of notes and stuff. I can't put it in the bank. He's going to have to feed it into his system really slowly over a long period of time, but he's got time. So that's his plan, but he doesn't want to leave this much money in one place, which is sensible. So he starts thinking about it over the next couple of days. He's put it in the safe. He also goes back through the same magazines and books, and he finds a few more $100 here and there. He's missed some. Keeps going around the basement, looks in other books and magazines in the house, doesn't really find anything. He thinks he's got it all, but the Florida house must have some as well. It's time for his vacation time, so he's going to go to the Florida house, but he can't leave 160 grand in the house. Talks to his friend, told him what his friends said. You just got to stash it, feed it to the bank, keep some cash here and there, but you don't want to leave it all in the house in one place. And he trusts his friend 100%. And he says to his friend, look, and his friend's got money. Friend doesn't need money. And he says to him, do you want some of it? He said, no, I don't need anything. He said, would you put some in your safe for me? He said, absolutely. His friend's got a couple of safes. He said, we're not going away this fall. So he sticks 80,000, half the money, in 40 in each safe of his friend's house. He puts 40 in his safe, and he's got 40 cash still. Puts it in his car, $40,000. Locks up his house, heads off to Florida. Gets to Florida, eventually starts going through that house. Sure enough, no basement in that house, but shoebox, top cupboard in one of the bedrooms. He finds $20,000. Books, magazines, the same. Easy places to find, because that place hasn't got much furniture. There's no hiding places. But he starts looking under the bed, under the mattress, and he's finding money everywhere. He would never have thought of looking. Again, by the time he's gone through it in a week, he's emptied every inch of that house. He finds another $170,000. He's got 40 in the car. What the hell's he going to do with all that money? He just can't fathom it. He just cannot. You know, he's now got over $300,000 in cash. Rings his friend and tells him, and he's like, wow. He says, well, I don't know what you're going to do. Don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to you're going to have to spend some of it on something. You're going to have to do something. AJ's like, this isn't me. He said, I'm just work, a normal job, earn money. I have no need for all this money. I don't know what to do. What would you do? He's already got, what, 120 back in Alaska. He's got 40 in the car. He's got another 170 there. Joy's still trying to ring him. Anyway, he's staying down in Florida. He's like having a break. At the moment, he's just, again, he actually goes out and buys a big new safe and a smaller safe, puts it in to the house. He's pretty good with his tools. Puts two safes in and puts that money in the two safes and the money from the car. And he's like, he's got a good car. He doesn't really need a car, but he's just finished his 8-month shift. He's got a big pickup truck, which is quite expensive. He thinks, well, you can't really use cash for things, but if he goes to a used car dealer and talks nicely to them, maybe he could trade his car in and get almost brand new one and do some sort of deal. He's never done this sort of thing before, but he does go off. He finds some dealers, talks to a few, finds a car he's got already, but almost 3 months old, and it's about $40,000 more than his car trading. And he manages to get them to accept cash. So they'll just do it bit by bit through their bank, and they agree. So he spends $40,000 of her money, upgrades his truck. It's got a Florida plate now. His other one's an Alaskan plate. Don't know what that means over there, but so he's got a new truck, almost new. He then goes to one of these service centers and gets a load of different tools and kits added to it. He spends the next 2 weeks spending loads of money on this, another 20,000 bucks in cash on his truck. So it's all kitted out with the best money he can buy. But then he spent 60. Yeah, he's still got loads of money. Hey, a few more days, he gets a phone call from his friend saying that they'd gone past his house, checking his house for him, and the front door had been kicked in. He rang the police. The house had been burgled. And he's like, my house has never been burgled. No one ever burgles in that area. And they immediately assume this is Joy sending someone to the house. This worries him. He rings the police, tells them he's down in Florida, Can they secure the front door? What's happened? And they've said it's just a lot of furniture's been kicked around, stuff pulled off the shelves. They don't know if anything's missing. He needs to come back and check it all out. And he says he'll be back in a couple of weeks. Talks to them about securing the door and says he'll send his friend to secure it as well. Gets hold of his friend. Said, yeah, they'll go and board it up. Gets his friend to have a look around first, and his friend said, someone's ransacked the house. Everything's off the shelves everywhere. And his friend knew that he'd been in the basement and found all the money down there. And he said to his friend, go down, what's the basement like? And he said, every book and magazine is on the floor. Tools or everything are on the shelves. All the magazines are on the floor. He said, it looks like they'd gone looking specifically there, but ransacked the rest of the house to cover it up. And he's like, yeah, I agree. So this is Joy. He says, I'll ring her and tell her what's happened and have a word. He said, okay. So AJ rings Joy. She answers. She's furious with him. What have you done with my money? I said, what do you mean? How do you know I've done anything with your money? She said, you know I know where the money's gone. And he said, oh, so you've actually sent someone here, and he's recording this conversation, over here in America, you've sent someone to burgle my house and look for your money. And she said, you've stolen my money, I want my money. At that point, he put the phone down. And he sits and thinks about it. He waits another day. He rings her back again, and she's still furious. Doesn't record this one. And he said to her, yes, Joy, I found your money. And I found the money in the Florida house. She said, I want it. He said, I've given it to the police. And she like, what? He said, I've given it all to the police. And some cartoon. I've given it all to the police, and I've got receipts for the money. Bluffing. Would you like me to fax them all the receipts? And the police want to talk to you. And she goes crazy on the phone. So there's no point in you sending people to the house anymore. The police are ready. They know I've already told them that you've arranged this burglary, and they want to talk to you about that as well. And they've got fingerprints in the house from your friends. She slams the phone down. How he bluffed. Hour later, she rings back and says to him, please, don't make a problem for my friends. She says, I can't come back to America. I don't want a problem for my friends in America. I've had to pay them to go and look for the money. He says, well, if anyone turns up at my house, either house, from now on, I'll just hand the police full everything they need to come and look for you in Thailand. And she backs down. She says, okay, I won't, I promise. Oh. And she just backs down in pieces. She knows now she's lost the money. He told her he'd give it to the police. She's believed it. She puts the phone down. He's still in Florida. To this day, he's never heard from her again. He's never had any more burglaries. He took most of the money from Florida, left some in the safes, took money, cash back with him, gone back to his home in Alaska, sorted the house out, fixed everything, slowly spent money on both houses, doing them up, cash, and carefully positioned that money around. A year later, got his divorce through, and his episode is over. He's still got some money. He's got a nice new truck. His houses are done up. He's never heard from Joy since. He's never rung her. He bought his friend and his friend's wife a nice present or two. He learned his lesson. He's now single. And the last time I spoke to him, he didn't want to come back to Thailand ever again. And he said he wishes he'd never come to Thailand, never gone on that dating app. But his life's good. He's got great retirement ahead. He's never going to get married. So, in some ways it's happy ever after. Other ways it's not. He gained money. He got lucky. Could have ended up a lot worse. He could have got pulled into all the things that she did and even got himself arrested. What such a shame that Joy turned to what she did. His name's clear now. He's got money. He's fine. Joy, we've no idea where she is or what she's doing. And there we go. It's another love story over, guys. And I suppose now I need to figure out what the next love story is for you. Oh, we've got plenty more of those to come. I hope you enjoyed this story. It's been fun telling it. I've enjoyed it. I think the Mike and Kung love story is still my favourite, and Abracadabra second. No, not Abracadabra. The one, Mike and Kung's definitely my favourite.